You gonna come up? You gonna come up and say hi? No? Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. It has been, my brain is fried. I have a fried brain. So, first of all, we're going to do a challenge recap. Then I'm going to talk about Zephy's new toy and give you an update on Zephy's new toy. She's sitting here next to me. You going to say hi? Put your head up. Say hi. Jeez. She's been doing very well with her training too, so we're going to talk about that as well. But first of all, your challenge recap. And it was a very fast call this morning because I was between two calls. One call went over its time and it bumped almost right up to when my next call was starting. So I had to do it. So I apologize for the very fast run through. But today's mindset was the tune up with the accountability and the... Oh, you want to say something? You gone all quiet now? So Tuesday Tune Up was all about accountability and masterminding and helping people, taking your goals, the roadmap that you had set out yesterday, and finding somebody to keep you accountable or to brainstorm with on ideas on what you could do with it, and how you could go about starting to achieve those things. And then the business one was tuning up your follow-up process. What processes do you have in place? Are they manually operated or are they automatic? So what processes do you have in place right now for your follow-up? And then the fun one was all about Tune Up Tuesday 70s style. So how many of you got up, got your bell bottoms out, put the wigs on, and did your disco dances to the 70s music? Remember, there was some great songs that came out in the 70s. And I don't know if I still have the... Oh no, I closed that. Oh no, there it is. So remember, there was songs like Eric Clapton. In fact, according to discjockey.org, from the 70s, Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton was actually number 1 out of 100 top songs from the 70s. YMCA by Village People, number 2. Sweet Home Alabama was number 3. We Are Family, number 4. Old Time Rock and Roll, number 5. Number 6, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Dancing Queen by ABBA. I used to love dancing to their music. Was number 7. Brick House by the Commodores was number 8. Play That Funky Music. Oh, I like that song. Was number 9, and number 10 was How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You by James Taylor. So there were some great songs, and then it just kept going. And how many of you can remember the Staying Alive? No, not the Staying Alive one. Saturday Night Fever dance routine. I can remember most of it. I've got a few gaps. I had to go watch a video to figure out the gaps. But yeah, had fun doing that. So that was, I was looking through back some of the songs. I remember most of these songs, and I thought some of them actually came out in the 80s, and then discovered they were actually from the 70s. I was like, okay, they're in my 80s playlist. That's all right. So that's okay. And so that was the challenge recap. So how did you do with your challenges today? And today we gave Zephy a new toy. We did a Facebook Live on Zephy's Great Adventures group, so you can go and check that out. But to give you a recap, this is the new toy with the tennis ball inside this rubber thing. And here's the and on the video you saw her chomping at these cross pieces here. Here's the update. She's been chewing quite well, trying to get the ball out. And sometimes when you tell her to bring it to you, I don't know if you can see on here, but there's some parts of the tennis ball where she'll actually pick it up, and she's got some bits on here which I can't quite see, but she's actually picking it up by the fur of the tennis ball through the wires here and bringing it to me that way. And we did a little bit of training today, but we didn't use any treats, and she did really, really well. Like, I got her to sit and shake, no problem at all. Got her to bring this ball to me and her tennis ball to me, no problem at all. And then just on a whim, I just went to her and I says, okay, I was told it, Zephy, side, and gave the hand signal for it, and she came right around to my left side and sat right next to me in perfect position. I was like, good girl. She got lots of praise for that one. And then I says, okay, we're going to walk. And I held my hand where I wanted her nose to be. And she walked basically in heel position. But then she saw the doorway coming up, so she raced ahead of me. So I got to get her used to waiting and letting me go first on those sorts of things. So yes, this is the update on the ball. She's actually got rid of one of those bits. As you can see from the pattern, she's got rid of one of the cross bits. Yeah, she's got rid of one of the cross bits already. You've done this pretty well by yourself, haven't you? You've been working on this. Look at this face. And she does, and she gets her mouth right in there to carry it. She's taking it off to the bedroom. Bring it back here. She's just taking it to the bedroom. Took up, like, ran through. So my brain is fried because this morning I had a really good training session to start my day off. Well, first of all, we got up, we went for a walk, went down to the park and all of that, came back. Had a good run around the park. Of course, she's not used to being off the leash outside. She hasn't been off the leash outside for 4 weeks. But she did really well down in the dog park this morning. We're going to take her back down again shortly. We're going to go for another walk down that direction to the dog park again. So she had a lot of fun down there and finally got used to, oh, I can actually run. So I had to chase her in some parts just to get her running. And I forgot to take my bag. I have a little bag that I take with me that has a Frisbee in there, her squeaky ball, and her water bottle with a dish. And so I forgot to take that down with me this morning. Otherwise I would have had her chasing the ball up and down the dog park. So I'm going to remember to take that with us tonight when we go out shortly. So I started off with a really good training session and then came back, got onto a training Zoom, which was really, really good. It was only supposed to go 30 minutes and it went almost an hour. Got off that, squeezed in my Facebook Live, and then went on to a training call at 9 o'clock where I'm doing a mentoring program. When I'm a mentor for somebody, and we did some great brainstorming, had some great conversations, even got talking about genealogy and some really cool stories with the genealogy from the person I was mentoring as well, and got some great ideas for her to go and look at and work at, because the idea with me mentoring her is just coming up with some ideas for her with her business and things, and just helping her brainstorm. And so we came up with some great ideas, and so she's going to go work on that, and it's going to be a weekly call that we're going to do, so that was kind of cool. And then I worked on some processes. No, not process. Yeah, I worked on some processes. I did work on some processes. I was going to say it wasn't a process, but when I think about it, it was a process. I was working on some processes and coming up with different ideas and stuff for that. Managed to somehow have brunch and somewhere between there, because I totally forgot to have breakfast before I got on the first call. And when I was on the first call, I was like, oh, I'll have time for breakfast afterwards. Yeah, didn't get time for that till after the mentoring call. So at that stage it was brunch. And then I did my process, and I've just gotten off a 2-hour, what would it be? A strategy meeting, I guess it was. I guess it was kind of like a strategy meeting. Yeah. So I got a bit of a brain fart. We've done training, we've done mentoring, we've done processes, we've done strategies. So brain's a little fried right now. So after I finish here, hey, I'll show you what she's doing. Look at her. She's actually pulling. She's not chewing, she's pulling it and spitting it out. So I'm going to find, oh no, hey, stop eating it. She listens, good girl, come here. Now she's going to go back. She's determined to get that tennis ball out of that thing. I thought it would be a little tougher for her to chew on, but obviously not. But so I've had a busy day, so I'm going to, after this, go take a walk, take her down to the dog park so she can have another run around down there, and then I think we'll just have a nice, quiet, relaxing evening. I finished, let's see, I've been trying to have in the evenings where I'm not doing anything, where I'm just relaxing. So I've done I've been watching my BBC America, and there was a series called Frankie, which is about a district nurse. Those are the nurses that go into the home and do the nursing care and stuff. There was only one season of that, so that went really fast. Then I watched Death in Paradise, which was 8 seasons, but there was only 8 episodes per season. And I just finished watching that. And some of the actors they had in there playing the detective inspector on this made-up island, Saint Marie, were ones I have seen in previous things, and to see them now after seeing them, like if you've ever seen the movie Love Actually, there's the guy, what was his character name? He's the one that goes off to America with the backpack full of condoms. I can't think, I can see his face as clearly. And then there was another comedy show that he was in, I think it was called My Family, and it had the one who played the mother in it was the one who played, jeepers, names are totally brain fried. She played one of the witches in the Harry Potter series. She was one of the professors. She was the one that did the broomsticks. The one that gave them the broomstick instructions. So if you've seen Harry Potter movies and you've seen the professor that does the broomstick, that woman there, she played the mother of the family, and this guy was her son, and he was like no brains. He had good theories, but they didn't quite pan out. Like one time he decided to embalm his leg to see what it was like. So on one of the episodes, I remember that one. But yeah, so if you've ever seen the movie Love Actually, he's the guy that decides to go off to America with a backpack full of condoms because Americans love British men, according to his statistics. Well, he played the detective, he was a second detective inspector, and he was kind of cool. Seeing him a few years later, after seeing him in Love Actually, I think it was the last movie I saw him in. But to see him in just a few years later and still seeing some of that comedy that he has within him coming through was kind of cool. And then the detective inspector that I just finished, and then when he left the series, they brought in another guy. The third one was the first one I hadn't seen anything, but the third one, if you've ever seen the program Father Ted, it is a British comedy about this Catholic priest who is on some island in the middle of like nowhere. And he's got this younger priest that works for him called Dougal, who is very short of a few brain cells. And then he's got the old retiring priest who he has to take care of, and all three of them live in the same house. And everything is frick this and frick that. And the old guy is literally on an intravenous of alcohol. And then you got Dougal there, and Dougal, like I said, is short of a few brain cells. Well, that guy that played Dougal, he's the guy that played the detective inspector in the series I just finished watching. And he leaves in season 9, which is already out, but it hasn't made it onto BritBox yet. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. But it'd be kind of sad to see him go because he looks so different from the time when he was playing Dougal. But that was like 20 or 30 years ago he played Dougal. And he was hilarious. I mean, just some of his naive things. It's like, how did he even get through seminary school? It was like, really? But so finished watching that, and then last night I was sort of like, okay, I now need a new series to watch. So I'm now watching MI5 on BritBox, which, if you look it up on IMDb, it's called Spooks, and so that's kind of an interesting one. So it's something a little different. So it's more drama. Not so much of the comedy, but that's okay. I love my British programs. And so yes, I'm now watching MI5, but in some places it may still be called Spooks. And that's kind of cool. It's just about this MI5 unit and how they work together, and they're the guys that go in for the domestic side of things. They deal with all the domestic threats in Britain, and the security of it and stuff. So it's kind of interesting seeing that. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do tonight, watch a couple of episodes of that. So we're going to, although there was a movie I got the other day that came up on, now this is interesting, for some reason Prime and Netflix aren't playing too well on my hotspots, but BritBox, which is a subscription I've got through Prime, plays perfectly. Go figure. And sometimes, depending on the strength, I can't watch anything on Prime or BritBox, but I can watch on Netflix. So it depends what area I'm in. So this time I'm again in a good area to watch BritBox, but not so much Prime and Netflix. So what you doing? What you doing? Yeah? You want to go for a walk? Go run in the dog park? Should we go for a walk? She was funny. Last night I mentioned going for a walk, and I was in the bedroom getting changed. She said, oh, should we go for a walk? She went and sat by the door. Now she just looks at me. But anyway, so that's us for today. One fried brain, super fantastic sparkling person here. But it's been a very good day otherwise. Lots of good training, mentoring, and strategic meetings have all been really, really good calls, but I definitely need to decompress. So we're going to shut off the computer, we're going to get changed, we're going to go for our walk, we're going to go play in the dog park for a bit, come back, have some dinner, and watch a couple of episodes of MI5, and then go crash for the night. So I hope you've all had a super fantastic sparkling day. You had fun with your challenge. I hope you had fun with your challenges today. Tune in tomorrow morning and we will give you your challenges for Wednesday. And I've got something coming up on Friday which is really cool, which I didn't know about. Oh, what could that be? You'll have to wait till Friday to find out. But that was kind of, I saw this thing on my calendar. I thought, what the heck is that? And when I researched it, I went, oh, we definitely have to mention that one, don't we? Do we have to mention that one on Friday? I'm going to say bye-bye. Say have a super fantastic sparkling evening. No? You going to say hey konera? You want to go for a walk? Should we go for a walk? Yeah? Go on, let's go for a walk. Say bye. Hey konera.